Coaches Connection, connecting you and the greater DMV to local sports programs, as well as the coaches that inspire our local youth.
Welcome to another edition of Coaching Connection, the show that connects you to coaches that's making a difference in the lives of young people who live in your community. Today, I have the unique honor of listening and learning from Coach. Coach, please introduce yourself.
Rob Nickens, head basketball coach at Theodore Roosevelt in Washington, D.C.
All right, my alma mater. I'm a Rough Rider through and through. Coach, can you give us a little bit about your background? How did you become a coach? How did you start?
Started coaching in the boys club years ago, and that moved on to me coaching at the high school level. And after coaching at the high school level, I've been at the high school level now for over 27 years. Been at Roosevelt the last 17, just a great situation for me. But I started coaching in the boys club, at number 2 boys club, and then that transitioned over to me coaching at the JV level Cadoza, and then I became the head varsity coach at Martha Washington. And then the last 17 years has been at Theodore Roosevelt. So that's where my coaching career all started from.
Coaches, it's in your blood. Are you a Washingtonian, Coach?
Say it again.
Are you a Washingtonian?
Washingtonian, grew up in downtown D.C. Honestly, proud of where I grew up at the Searching Quarters area down by number 2 Boys Club, Dunbar, that area down there, Tyler House, K Street. That's where I grew up at, man.
That's what I'm talking about. And
middle school, going to Walker Jones. Mom didn't let me go to Dunbar with my friends. She sent me over to Spingarn, but I am from that area.
I understand. Thank Mom. You probably would still be in school if she sent you to Dunbar in your neighborhood. Hey, you know what? I had the pleasure of talking to the coach at Dunbar last week, and he talked about the steep history that come out of that Searching Quarters. A lot of y'all players, bro, come out of that neighborhood. Tell us about the students that you're coaching now. Where are they coming from? Even though they end up at Roosevelt, where neighborhoods are these kids coming from?
I have kids that come from all walks of D.C., southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast. I never, ever turn a kid away that wants to play in my program. If he's in the city, then, pretty much I want him to be a part of Rough Rider basketball. So they come from all over. I got guys in my program now from all over Washington, D.C., and I'm proud of that. I've even had kids that play for me that come from the Searching Quarters area. So we've had a lot of kids that have, come to Roosevelt from all walks of the city. So it's a blessing for us.
So once they come to your program, what do they come into? Tell us a little bit about the program that you have created for these students, brother.
The Milk House, man, the brand, everybody talks about the program. I've got guys, man, right now I got 7 guys that's playing professionally in the world. And what I mean by playing professionally in the world, I mean playing overseas and getting paid to play basketball, overseas and get to make money playing the game of basketball. So we got guys that play at the college level. We've had guys play Division I, Division II, NAIA, D3, JUCO, you name it. I have guys that have gone the prep route. I even had one kid play for me, Darren Draper, who was my best basketball player here in 2008. Played football at the University of Maryland and ended up playing for the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets. So, we've had guys that come through here that, come here and work hard, and they get the opportunity to go to the next level. And when they get to the next level, they have flourished at that level. So I'm very proud, to even talk about guys like that. Troy Stansel, who was the MVP of the DC State Championship in 2014, has been my assistant coach here the last 3 years. And now he just got a college job in Arkansas. So we even got guys, moving from being players here to coaching at the college level. And then my last 3 assistant coaches are now head coaches in the DCIAA. Dave Miles is now at Easton. Donald Griggs is now at Cadoza. And Keon Gaskins was the head coach at H.D. Woodson. So we giving guys an opportunity to move on after Roosevelt, but our brand speaks for itself.
That's your platform. Your brand speaks for yourself. Can you tell me about what are some of the life lessons that these young men and women are learning being in your, under your tutelage, under your guidance?
That everything it's something that we live by here. Never given, always earned. That's what we talk about. We want our guys to be able to earn everything that they deserve, because I believe my kids deserve the best. So they have to work for that, and that's something that we teach on the floor every day. We've been to 10 championship games in the last 10 years. that's unheard of in DC basketball. I mean, you know it's hard to get to a championship game in 1 year, but to go to 10 out of the last 10, I think is a testament to the hard work of these kids that I have in my program. They know that, hey, when they step on the floor with Theodore Roosevelt or just being in the community, man, they have to be uplifting people that want to work hard and want to do the right thing. And it's a testament to the children because I'm a small piece of the puzzle here. I just, it's about God and our program, and my kids believe in the vision that I have every year, and every year they work as hard as they can work, so I'm blessed.
Well, Coach, we want to hear a coaching connection. We want to connect the community to you. So what can the community do to help you reach these young men?
Just come out and support us. We have games or we do community events. I'm at Roosevelt. It's not hard to find me, 4301 13th Street, Northwest DC. I've been here since 2005. I think we're going into now, 2022. So I've been on this hill for a minute. And, anytime we do events or we have fundraisers and things like that, man, please come out and help these kids because, like I said, it's about the children of today. We want these kids to be successful in the game of life. Forget about basketball bouncing at 8 o'clock at night. I want guys to come back to me with their families 10 and 15 years from now saying, Coach Rob, man, thanks for helping me. And you made an impact on my life. And now I can take care of my children and have my family, living the right way. So that's what it's always about.
So is there a website or telephone number that people can reach you who want to make sure they can make a donation or support you?
You can always reach me on my telephone number, which is 240-482-5239. Anytime you want to reach, me with anything with Theodore Roosevelt, you can always on Facebook. We are on Twitter, Facebook, any social media platform is always Milkhouse Basketball. So you can go on there and you can just pull it up like that, or you can just pretty much call the school or send an email to the school. Roosevelt, I think it's roosevelt@dc.org, and just, be able to reach out to us and hopefully, man, we can get back with you and make a connection.
When you think about that connection and the impact that connection has on the whole neighborhood, can you tell us how your successes on the court has empowered or affected the community that your school is located in?
Yes, I'm an outreach worker for the Department of Parks and Recreation. I'm a roving leader. So my job is to pretty much, man, put any kid or any youth from the age of 9 to 25 on the right path. And that can be anything going on in the walk of life, getting them a job, employment. We deal with teen pregnancy, truancy. I mean, just so many things that we deal with, man, outside of just the basketball aspect of what we do, that my job is to help any kid in this community that wants to go on the straight path, and even a kid that doesn't want to go on the straight path, to try to push them to a straight path to be successful in life. And I will continue to do that. And the day I can't do that no more, I'll walk away from the game, because that's what it's all about. Basketball is a small piece of the puzzle here, and that's what we do daily. I'm sitting in Roosevelt right now, but I got a meeting at 4:30, man, with some things in the community that went on this past weekend that we have to deal with. And that's the part people don't see. See Rob Nickens.
Yes, Coach. Coach, you went on mute.
10 in the morning, always 8 o'clock at night. We do a lot of outreach.
So one more time, Coach, can you restate that what you just said? Because a lot of times people think coaching only happens within those four walls. You just said that. Can you tell that one more time, how you're reaching the community and impacting the community?
I mean, I'm in the community daily, all day. My job is to pretty much put any young guy, young female, or, any young adult on the right path in the game of life. And I said whether that may be dealing with them, with getting them employment, food. We did a food thing the whole pandemic, man. I was giving out 250 baskets a week through my roving leader outreach program to families in the communities that needed food.
That roving leader is real. That's the real connection right there.
Pandemic, we had we did the Pump It Up, where we had a inflatable amusement park through the roving leader program to bring young kids in to be able to have some type of enjoyment. 4 at a time, 5 at a time, was able to come to an inflatable amusement park and have fun during probably the roughest time with these kids not being able to go to school and things, and give them some type of laughter and enjoyment in their life. And, that was big, because now you're talking about going into a community affecting kids that were in the house all day. They never got an opportunity to get out. So we did that during the pandemic. Like I said, we passed out over every Wednesday. I passed out 250 food baskets to people in DC that needed it. You know?
Yes.
I mean, just trying to make an impact in the community as best as I can.
Our coaches.
Big, but just try to help people.
That's good, brother. And our coaches, you do so much. So, Coach, before we go, I want you to answer this. We want to highlight some of the outstanding players that are doing it now, right? But before you tell me one of those players, could you tell me a coach that had an impact in your life? Because we want to also highlight some of the legacy coaches that DC has had.
What's so funny, man? I'm going to a funeral tomorrow. The first guy to ever give me a whooping outside of my dad, Jimmy Watkins, number 2 Boys Club. He's being buried tomorrow. He had a major impact in my life because I grew up in number 2 Boys Club. The late great Kitty Howell, my high school coach, who coached me at Spingarn, was a father to me and taught me the game of this game that I didn't know back then. He was teaching me how to do this back then.
Yes, sir. Mike
McLeese, who was Dunbar, who's my number 1. I say, man, he's the first number on my phone in case of a situation I need to know something right away as far as even coaching or just how to do something in a program in general.
Yes.
Has always been in my corner. Reese Morgan, who's now the athletic director at H.D. Wilson, who does a great job with, that program over there, has always been in my corner because he's my athletic director at Martha Washington. Frazier O'Leary, who's from Cadoza community, who's over the State Board and Superintendent's office, man, for Ward 4. Does a great job when I need him. So I got a lot of people. Mitch Creedle, who gave me my first high school coaching job. MPD, who's now making movies and films, man, was the person that really pushed me into coaching. So I can go on and talk about all the great people I've had in my life when it comes to making impacts on me with the coaching aspect that has pushed me to where I'm at.
Coach, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. A lot of times, see, Coaching Connection, we want to make sure that our listeners understand clearly that this is a real connection, and it goes deep. I mean, this D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, these coaches, and so thank you for sharing that. But can you give us an idea of some of the young people that are being, you see yourself in them. You see the success of hard work come true in them. Can you share? Because we want to highlight some of those individuals too.
Last year, I had 2 of my former players play against each other in the NCAA tournament. I don't know if that's ever been done in DC. It probably has, but Marcus Dockery, who was now playing at the University of Maryland, my point guard 3 years ago, and Darius Miles, who was a freshman. They both were freshmen. He was a freshman at Alabama last year. To be able to watch the NCAA tournament, see them kids hug at half court, just made me feel great because there's 2 kids I've had in my program that, they went on to other places and did other things, but the foundation of what we laid started here, and then them guys are doing very good. Johnny Schuler, who was the DC Player of the Year in 2014, now is running several businesses, man, and he played overseas for a minute, but just to see guys, come back and guys that's getting it done. Miguel Ford. I mean, I've had so many great players here and guys have gone on to the next level. that, man, I'm going to miss somebody. You know, Devin Gallman, who played here with the Shaw University, was on the TV hit show, MTV 90s House, doing great things, working with Christine Aguilera. I mean, I've had a lot of success here at the Milk House at Roosevelt. And, them platforms are great because kids are doing well. And one thing I can say about my program, everybody comes back.
Yes, sir.
Come back.
Yes,
That's a testament to what we do here. Guys come back, man. I can't tell you how many of these kids come back, man, weekly, daily, just to check on me and just to check on the younger group that we have in place right now to be able to let them know, what this program is about. So I'm blessed.
Thank you, Coach. So closing thoughts, Coach, because we know the discipline is real and we know that excellence comes from hard work. What are your closing inspirational words so that the world knows that it's possible when you work towards it?
Just being able to understand that as long as you have God in your corner and you believe in your dream and you work towards your dream, it will happen. when I first took the job here in 2000, like I said, 2006, this program had never won a city championship on the boys' side. But I believed that I would come in here and work as hard as I could work. And I left him in Washington, and now we on the upside with 5 city championships and a state championship, and we got 10 championship game appearances, all because I believed that we would get it done. And it's not about me; it's about my children. My children have gotten it done because I've been able to let them see the vision that I had, and they just went out here and made the vision come true with the hard work that we do daily. We work hard, you know, to keep this legacy and what we're trying to build, or what we've had built here. We want it to last forever. Will it last forever? You know, nothing lasts forever, but we want to make sure that we've laid a foundation that when you talk about DC basketball, you know how you talk about the great Dunbar teams of the 70s and the 80s, Spingarn teams of the 90s and 80s. You know, I want people to talk about Theodore Roosevelt basketball run, you know, in the 2000s was
epic. Yes, sir.
That's my thing. Like I said, if you go and look at every year, no matter, you know, who we've had in the program, our goal is to play the last night of the season. That's the goal, and we've been able to do that 10 straight years. So that's a remarkable run for public school basketball, especially this day and time in Washington, D.C., when you're dealing with the charter schools and the private schools and everything that you have around basketball in the nation's capital. But I'm blessed, and I know it's all about God and my children.
Yes, Coach. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time out to be on this edition of Coaching Connection. We're going to continue to highlight you and all the other coaches that's making a difference in a young person's life. I am going to ask you that if you don't mind sending one of your highlights. We want people to watch this show, and we want them to also behind us to see what these young persons are doing. I think once again, until next week, my brother, Coach, continue the success in your life and the lives of the young people that you're touching. May God continue to bless you.
I appreciate you for having me. Thank you. This is a great platform for people to see, you know, inside of people programs and what we do with these kids, you know, outside of sports. And that's what's important to me, because at the end of the day, the ball will not bounce forever. So thank you.
Thank you. Blessings.
Coaches Connection, connecting you and the greater DMV to local sports programs, as well as the coaches that inspire our local youth. This show has been brought to you by the Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN.TV.